We laugh even before we can speak. But why?
You heard echoes.
Philosopher John Morial suggests that the earliest human laughter might have originated as a shared expression of relief in the face of danger. Furthermore, laughter's ability to induce relaxation, suppressing the fight-or-flight instinct, could signify a sense of trust among companions. Many scholars posit that the purpose of laughter is intricately linked to the formation and reinforcement of human connections. Cultural anthropologist Mahadev Apte explains, laughter emerges in environments of mutual comfort, openness, and freedom. The greater the laughter, the stronger the bonds within the group. This reciprocal relationship between bonding, laughter, and increased bonding, coupled with the universal inclination to avoid standing out, may explain the contagious nature of laughter. Research also indicates that individuals in positions of authority, such as bosses, tribal chiefs, or family patriarchs, employ humor more frequently than their subordinates. If you've observed everyone in the office laughing when the boss does, your perception is accurate. According to Morial, guiding a group's laughter becomes a means of wielding power by influencing the emotional atmosphere. Like various human behaviors, laughter likely evolved as a tool to shape the actions of others. For instance, in awkward or threatening situations, laughter might function as a conciliatory gesture or a means to diffuse anger. The shared laughter can mitigate the risk of confrontation if the individual posing a threat joins in. Right now, you might be saying, "I know why I laugh, but how do I do it? What happens to my brain to make it happen?" Let me explain. The physiological study of laughter has its own name, gelotology, and we know that certain parts of the brain are responsible for certain human functions. For example, emotional responses are the function of the brain's largest region, the frontal lobe. But researchers have learned that the production of laughter is involved with various regions of the brain. While the relationship between laughter and the brain is not fully understood, researchers are making some progress. For example, Dirks traced the pattern of brainwave activity in subjects responding to humorous material. Subjects were hooked up to an electroencephalograph, EEG, and their brain activity was measured when they laughed. In each case, the brain produced a regular electrical pattern. Within 0.4 of a second of exposure to something potentially funny, an electrical wave moved through the cerebral cortex, the largest part of the brain. If the wave took a negative charge, laughter resulted. If it maintained a positive charge, no response was given, researchers said. During the experiment, researchers observed the following specific activities. The left side of the cortex, the layer of cells that covers the entire surface of the forebrain, analyzed the words and structure of the joke. The brain's large frontal lobe, which is involved in social emotional responses, became very active. The right hemisphere of the cortex carried out the intellectual analysis required to get the joke. Brainwave activity then spread to the sensory processing area of the occipital lobe, the area on the back of the head that contains the cells that process visual signals. Stimulation of the motor sections evoked physical responses to the joke. This is different from what happens with emotional responses. Emotional responses appear to be confined to specific areas of the brain, while laughter seems to be produced via a circuit that runs through many regions of the brain. This means that damage to any of these regions can impair one's sense of humor and response to humor, experts say. Guess now, we know why Joe Rogan's brain started a comedy podcast. It realized that humor, like his guests, should cover a wide range from cerebral wit to brainy punchlines.